Hello, pre-calculus. I am going to give you a very quick introduction into matrices and their usefulness in solving systems of equations. I've got a 3-equation system here, and we're going to actually let our calculator do all the work for us today, and we're going to use the matrix operations. Don't know if you've ever noticed that on the calculator, but we're going to make use of that today. So I'm going to rewrite this system in the form of a matrix. A matrix is just an array of numbers, and you'll notice the first row of my matrix corresponds with my first equation. 2x, 1y, 3z equals 1. We've got a 2, a 1, a 3, and a 1. And likewise, my second row in my matrix corresponds with the numbers associated with that second equation. And my third row of the matrix, likewise the third equation. And we call this an augmented matrix. And we are gonna type this into the calculator, and like I said, we'll let the calculator do the work. Well, the first thing our calculator is going to want to know is the size of our matrix, and we define that based on the rows and the columns. Rows first, so we've got 3 rows here, we're 3 across, and we have 4 columns. So we have a 3 by 4 matrix. So let's go to the calculator, and we're going to use the matrix functions. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, just below the math key, you've got written in blue matrix. It's associated with this x to the -1 key, so we're going to have to push our second button, and then the x to the -1 gives us matrix. And we're asked, we have menu options, names, math, and edit. Let's see if that's very clear for you. And we're going to go across all the way to edit, and then enter. And you're going to notice that the calculator is asking for the size. So we've got 3 rows, so input 3, and then use your arrow key to go over. And then we've got our 4, and when you push enter, you're going to see a 3 by 4 table that shows up. So we're simply going to input each of our numbers from our matrix into that table. You type in the number 2 and push enter, the number 6 and push enter. Okay, third equation, we have a 6, an 8, an 18, and a 5. And we're done. We have input the matrix. We're calling it A. And to get out of the edit mode, let's push second and then quit right next to it. Okay, so we are done inputting the matrix. Now we're going to tell the calculator that we want it to do something with that matrix. So let's go back to matrix, and let's go over 1 to math. And you'll see there's lots of choices here. In fact, we're going to scroll down even further than what you can initially see. It's option B. We're going to ask the calculator to put this matrix in reduced row echelon form. And if we were doing a more detailed study of matrices, we'd talk a little bit about the different forms of our matrices. But for now, just trust me, let's put it in reduced row echelon form. And let me also comment, this is one way of inputting this into the calculator. There are other ways we could have solved the systems the system. I'm showing you one. But the option is RREF for reduced row echelon form. It's option B. And that's what we're going to choose. We're going to enter. And the calculator is now asking us, well, which matrix? Well, we only have one. It's called A. So go back to matrix. Let's select A. Let's close the parentheses. And then push enter. And that, believe it or not, is our solution. How simple was that? All right, let's just kind of break this down and talk about it just a moment. So what the calculator has given me is the matrix 1, 0, 0, 0.3, 0, 1, 0, oops, you can't see that, 0.4, and 0, 0, 1, 0. And if you'll recall from systems of equations, remember our first column was representing the x, the variable x, the coefficients for the variable x. So basically what we have in the first row here is 1x plus 0y plus 0z equals 0.3. Or we can simplify that, x equals 3/10. Likewise, y 4/10, and z equals 0. So if we want to write it all together here, there's our solution. That was pretty easy. Okay, so the calculators, as we get into bigger systems, are extremely helpful. They just eliminate all that laborious work of manipulating these equations to solve. Now let me also just tell you how to now erase or delete that matrix. We're going to go down to the plus key. You can't see it very well in the video, but in blue we have MEM for memory. So we're going to do second memory. And the second option there is memory management, option 2. So we're going to enter that. And option 5, and you're not seeing it very well on mine here, but option 5 is matrix. So we're just going to enter matrix. And at this point, any matrix, all the matrices that I have are going to show up on my screen. Well, I only have one, matrix A, so I'm just going to delete that. And you use the delete key up top here. Delete. And it's done. So that is a quick introduction to matrices. If you take further math classes, you no doubt will do a lot more with matrices. It's an entire chapter in your book. Chapter 8 is matrices in our book, but we just aren't going to have time to go there. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity to see how convenient and useful matrices are, especially when we've got these calculators. So for your homework, I've got on Schoology just one system that I want you to input into your calculator. I'm asking you, once you get that row echelon form that I now have deleted, but once you get your solution, just take a quick photo of it and upload it onto Schoology and input the solution, the X, Y, and Z values into Schoology. So just the one system, and you're good for today. We're going to take just some time today to breathe a little bit. So enjoy matrices, enjoy the ease of them, and we will talk again soon.